Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Jason with Jabby's Treasures for listening and laughing. We're working this morning, getting some stuff done. Have some good stuff to tell you about, and I'll be working while we're chatting. Good morning, Bonnie. Good morning. Hope everything's going well. Good to see you. The link is pinned to the top if anyone wants to join in. Come up live. You don't have to have your camera on. Just come up and chat. It's linked to the pin to the top. I'm almost. I don't know how to say this because I know if anybody that's in the chat, it's just going to cause a. I don't want it to go sideways, but I am listing the Silver Beaver Award that I have. It's not my award. It's a Boy Scouts thing, but I am listing the Silver Beaver. Hey, V Porter. Good morning. And I will show it. Absolutely is a silver beaver, some distinguished Boy Scout award that I have come across from an estate, and I am listing it this morning. So there's Miss Bonnie.
Good morning.
Hey, Bonnie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm awake today.
Well, that's good.
It's been a rough week.
Boy's been keeping you busy?
No. There's a kitten. I don't know where it came from. It's not one of mine. And I have a indoor-outdoor kind of window thing in the front door for my cats to go in and out.
Yeah.
It has learned to get up into the door, and it will sit there, and it will meow all night long.
Oh, my.
And it came in a couple times last night. And I told my daughter, I was like, you need to get this cat. You need to get it away from the house. And she's like, no, Joke wants it. Let it come in. I'm like, let it come in your house.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, that cat has kept me up all week long. So last night was actually good. So I got sleep and I'm awake.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Annie. I'm just saying hi to some people. Hey, Annie. Thanks for coming in. Kathy, good morning. Good morning.
Hey, Annie and Kathy and V Porta.
And V Porta, that's right. Casual, good morning.
Good morning, Casual.
So just before I went live this morning, I was getting ready for the Secret Santa event tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
I got I actually put some slides together so that if people go back and rewatch the video, some of their questions will be answered.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm excited for that. I'm hoping we can get a good crowd and get some interest and have some fun showing off the stuff that we have. Because if one thing I will stand behind 100% is that our YouTube community is very generous, and I think we could have a good time with this if we can get enough people to sign up.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun. Hey, Wes.
Hey, Wes. Good morning. Kathy and Bonnie.
I'm getting up there a little bit, huh?
No kidding, Bonnie. Look at that. You're in the same line with Wes. You're in the same line as Kathy.
Right. I mean, he just wants a new Rainer video. That's what it is.
Okay.
I got to get one. They should be here tomorrow.
See, he doesn't say, "Oh, look, Jabby's here." It's all right, Wes. It's all right. So yesterday I had Treasures to Die For, and I did a Jabberty Clue, and we were talking about drama club.
Yeah.
So my son, 5th grader, he's been in middle school now yesterday was 6 days, right? And the drama club started. It was the first meeting of the drama club. And he was super excited. He had been talking about that for forever, to be part of the productions and stuff that they do. So he wanted to go. Well, the teacher emailed us, and his teacher emailed us and said, it's a big crowd. There's a lot of kids. I would recommend having a parent there for support for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and we talked about it, and I said, okay, I'm going to go. So I went to middle school drama club yesterday with my son, and I will tell you, for a middle school thing, they are super hyper organized, and it's awesome.
Oh, that's good.
It the woman that, I think she's a Spanish teacher, I think, but the woman that runs it is also the president of some theater group here, and she's been in major productions and all this other stuff, and she was awesome because she can handle a group of middle schoolers, which is in itself a feat, right? But
Right.
also she's got the details down on how this is all going to work. They're putting on a winter play on, we might have to change that. Yep. I just realized that the day that I wanted to do the Secret Santa kind of live show, I believe, is the third day of their play. So I'm going to have to switch the Secret Santa to a week later. We're going to have to fix that. But they're going to put on a play by December, the first weekend in December, right? And then come spring, for the end of spring, they're going to put on a musical for the end of the year. So,
wow.
Yeah, middle school. And we've seen a couple of them. We've seen, last year they did Seussical, which was kind of a mashup of different Dr. Seuss stuff. They've done The Lion King, and they're tremendous, absolutely tremendous productions for middle school stuff. However, so you're flipping through the requirements. You got to, all the basic stuff. You have to commit to it. You have to, be nice, treat people with respect. All of the basic middle school rules. We're flipping through the packet, and then they described the play a little bit, and then they got to the practice schedule, and oh my goodness, it's like, I think it's 29 days plus 3 Saturdays between now and December, or between now and Thanksgiving, basically, because that might not sound like a lot, but when you're only that's a lot of time after school.
It is a lot of time.
When you're only, because tryout audition, this was just kind of an interest meeting. Auditions aren't until September 28th and 29th. And everybody that auditions, so she said yesterday, if you're brave enough to get up on stage and audition, there will be a part for you.
Oh, that's good. At least they know if they're brave enough to get up there, they have a part somewhere.
Right.
Somehow.
You may not, and if you want some of the main characters, there's more things that you have to do, of course, right?
Right.
Different songs you have to sing and everything else. But we are going to, so it's what is the play? Dear Edwina Jr. I had never heard of it. Plus homework.
I've not heard of that either.
Plus homework. That's right, V-Porta. Plus homework.
Plus other kids you got to deal with.
Right. And don't forget, we have a 7th grader who's doing 7th grade things and has 7th grade problems and 7th grade concerns. Our daughter, and we
cooking dinner.
7th grade, age and everything else. And then we have our son who's in 5th grade, different middle school, right? Because of classwork, classrooms and stuff that are available for him. He's on the other side of the district. So different middle school, 5th grade, first year of middle school, and special needs, right? He's autistic. So
right.
We're going to look tonight. We're going to try to find some stuff on YouTube or whatever tonight to just see what this Dear Edwina Jr. thing is about. We have to check out the song that he would have to sing for audition. We have the sheet music for it, or it's a piece of paper, looks like sheet music, and the words, but we need to hear the music, and we have, there's a site that we have for that. The teacher gave us a site for that. But he is clearly going to need someone with him.
Right.
And that's not somewhere where he would be able to focus enough to know He just doesn't have it yet. He just doesn't have that focus yet in fifth grade. And the teacher is awesome. She came up and was talking. She said, if we need to do, we will find something for him to do. We don't want to. He will be included in some way, whatever he's comfortable with, and that just made me feel real good. Because but he's got to. I can sit with him in the seats and kind of help him focus on what she's saying, but I can't be on the stage with him, right? And I don't want to be on the stage with him. This is something he has to do if he wants to do, and he's going to have to commit to the practices and the rehearsals just as much as Emily and I are.
Right.
But he was a little less excited after hearing all the stuff yesterday. He's a little nervous, I think, about. I think he just thought it was going to, he's going to get up and sing whatever he wanted to sing, and people would clap. So I'll keep you posted on that. But it was.
But nervous is a valid feeling to have.
Sure.
But you got to give kudos to his teacher who alerted you that it was going to be a huge group, that she felt somebody needed to be with them. That's a teacher going the extra mile. And then this teacher doing the drama club, for her to sit down and say they'd make a part, where he's comfortable. That to me is going extra mile. I appreciate people like that.
I do too. And, and it's so tough for us as his parents are like that, because we want him to be included, right? And you see so many different things where kids aren't included in birthday parties and stuff like that. And we've gone through that, and we're dealing with that. But so we want him to be included. We want him to have a fair shake at participating. And on the flip side, though, we don't want to, we want the other kids that don't necessarily need the adult support there to be able to have their greatest play as well, right?
Right.
They don't, without having, I don't want them to change things at all, and I don't think they will, but we don't want them to alter things where other kids are being affected, right? We want them to, if they were willing to do that, we want them to alter so that our son can participate, not so that others are affected, right? And that's just the huge balance of all this. So.
And he's being social. That to me is huge. Because Zach was not social at all.
It was great because the woman that runs the drama club, her daughter is now a freshman in high school.
Oh.
And she's coming back to help with the choreography and stuff. So she'll be that, the high school gets out at, 2:30 or whatever, and it's just down the road from his school. She can make it up to the middle school to be there for the 2:45 drama club stuff.
Perfect.
He walked right up to her afterwards, and he said, "Hi, I'm Adler. You played Horton in the Seussical last year." And she's like, "You're right, I did. That was me." And he's like, "I knew it." So, hey, good morning, Susanna.
Good morning, Susanna. That is awesome, because I love seeing when kids are, putting themselves out there and being social, because Zach was not that. He carried books with him, and he would sit on the stairs and read and just be by himself. And he's starting to put himself out a little bit at college, because he's been going to church up there. He's doing that all on his own, so he's meeting new people. He joined the math club while he's up there, so that's putting himself out there. And he's made himself go to different little activities, which is helping. But the rest of the time, he's either in class, in his room, or eating. That's it. So he's starting to put himself out there a little bit. He's just taking a long time to get there.
Good morning, Deborah. How are you?
Good morning, Deborah.
Yeah, and he almost to a fault. Adler is so social that he doesn't understand. Like, he does, if you're let's say you're in the grocery store, right, and someone says hello to you, maybe you say hi, right? But then if they keep talking to you, you're kind of like, what are you doing, right? And while he doesn't have any ill intentions, he doesn't understand those verbal or the physical cues of like, okay, I'm done talking to you now,
Yeah.
right? So that's a tough.
That's the other side of it.
That is the other side of it, right?
If we can just get them in that happy medium, both of them, we'd be doing great.
Exactly, exactly.
It'll get there. It'll get there.
That, but so now, so that's from his perspective. My perspective, oh my goodness, how annoying middle schoolers are. Just being in that room with there were like 60 kids.
Oh,
60 kids
wow.
and now I don't think it'll remain 60 because part of the deal yesterday was go home, show your parents the rehearsal schedule. There are certain
That'll knock half of them out right there.
exactly, and then the performance days, you have to be able to commit. If you have a certain day that you can't make rehearsal, you just tell her and it's fine. If you can't make a bunch of rehearsals, well, then maybe you don't sign up. But the day you have to be available on the performance days, the show days. And so I think that another interesting part. So I think that'll kick some people out, like you said. Also, while we were sitting there, no less than a dozen times, the assistant principal had to come in and say, is Josie Smith? And Josie Smith would raise her hand. Oh, your mom's outside. She didn't know you were staying after for drama club. And that happened. Whoa, Bonnie left. That happened a solid dozen times in that meeting. So I think that'll knock some kids out too. But Kathy says, I force myself to do things that make me super uncomfortable. I was in or involved in the production, set and properly painting of spring musical and fall plays in high school. I had so much fun, but you couldn't get me to do anything like that today. Yeah, and I don't know. So that Bonnie, we were talking. I don't know if you heard that the vice principal had to come in and call some kids out because their parents were outside. They didn't know that kids were staying after.
Oh.
And so I think that's going to eliminate some kids too. The rehearsal schedule, that'll eliminate some kids.
Yeah.
But sitting there and it was a middle school. I mean, there were middle schoolers, right? They were whispering and tee-heeing and, interrupting and asking silly questions and
yeah, just
typical
being
middle school stuff.
Normal, silly
Right.
middle schoolers, yeah.
Which just had me going, oh my goodness, as I was sitting there.
Good morning, Miss Joni.
Hey, Miss Joni, how are you?
We the primary school puts on small little productions, with like either the kindergarten class or, she does each grade. It's only K through 3 for primary here. But she'll work with them in the classroom on their turn every week, and then they'll put them all together. And just for a quick little production, nothing major. It's always cute to watch.
Yeah, I will tell you, I am very, very amazed at the quality of production this middle school puts on.
Yeah. We don't do big stuff like that until high school.
Well, and it's funny because so in every school there are, I don't know, 6 or 7 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 1 high school in our district. And you can be on. There's a like a email mailing list where you can be on either whether it's specific school, right? If you only want the information that comes out based on that school, or you can be on the whole district. Get stuff that comes out for every area.
Right.
We participate in the because only 1 year that our kids have been in school in elementary and now in middle have it been in the same school, and that's because of the classroom makeup that add their needs. So only 1 year have they been in the same school, and so we get the whole district news just to, it's just easier that way. And the middle school stuff seems to do more than the high school.
Wow, that's good.
What did Miss
Hi,
Joni say?
Jeffrey.
Headed to the Emerald Mine. That sounds awesome, Miss Joni.
Oh, have fun, Miss Joni. Oh, Porter, that would have broke my heart too. If your kid worked so hard practicing, and
Yeah,
when they see all those people get up there and cry, that would break my heart also. Good
absolutely.
morning, Bud Files. Welcome to the room.
Who we got? Bud Files. Thanks for coming in. I think Bud Files found me when I was over on the Stock Explorer on Nora's chat the other day. I appreciate you coming in.
And I promoted you on Johnny's today, and he's put you on his calendar for Tuesdays and Thursdays to send people over.
Awesome. That's awesome. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's awesome, Susanna. Her son had all of his autistic students put on a play for graduation day, and it was spectacular. The students did an amazing job.
Yeah, that is awesome.
I love that. I love that.
Are you gonna, I'm switching. So that is awesome, Susanna. And I hope they do something like that. That would be something awesome to for the schools to do. And my wife is the president this year of the special education PTA, so we can push that even further.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there were a couple things that we encountered with the school district last year with Adler that were just so mind-boggling that Emily said, I got to do what I can to change that. So she became the PTA, special education PTA president. Miss Joni, don't leave Mr. Jim there. Get your emeralds, trade them for Mr. Jim.
Be right back. I got a phone call.
Okay. So that's why the Javardy clue yesterday, because I had spent the better part of an hour and a half in the auditorium in the middle school for drama club. That's that. And I was saying to Bonnie just before I went live, for those that are coming in, I was just putting together and I'm actually going to go change that now. I put some slides together for the Secret Santa event that I'm putting together. It will be on Friday at 1:00. I'll go live and kind of show off those slides, and you'll always be able to go back and review those if there's any questions. But basic Secret Santa, you'll be matched with somebody, you'll send them a gift, and we'll go live and do it and show off our gifts in December. Again, but that date, I have to change that date. So I'm going to go in and change that right now.
Yeah, before you forget.
Right.
Not that you will, but.
And it's funny because Robin just did the thumbnail for me. She sent it to me yesterday, and it has that date on it, but got to change that. And now I need to find it. There it is. Yeah, we're going to have to change that.
That'll be fun. Victoria hadn't sent anything this year, but she's done something like that the last 2 years where you just, do the Elfster, but she didn't have them go on after and show what you got or anything. I like the way you're going to do it. I think that'll be fun too.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of my, to show off what you got is kind of
that's part of it.
Right.
Yeah. I know she usually does a card thing where, she gets you on a list for if you want to do a card exchange, Christmas card exchange.
Okay. That's cool too, because I bet you that people can come up with some cool ideas.
Yeah.
And Bonnie, I'm glad I have you here and you mentioned Christmas cards. I have a question for you.
Okay.
My file's opening here, so let me open my file, and then I have this stuff to ask. I just created the file, so I don't know why it's taking so long to open, but oh goodness. Like I say, I just want to switch that before I forget.
Yeah. Kathy, I wish they would have too when you were younger. Things have changed so much. So glad they have. For certain things, you know.
What's that? I wasn't in there.
She said, I wish they'd have known more about the autism spectrum when I was young. Things might have been easier if they'd had known I have it. I make so much more sense now. I make so much more sense to me now. Yeah.
Yep. That's the other thing. So when did Zach, right? Zach is on the spectrum, right, Bonnie?
Yes.
When did it, what am I even trying to say? When did he realize it?
I don't think he ever really realized it. We did, you know, because we didn't get him till he was 2.5 years old.
Okay.
And we knew something was wrong because the boy would go 90-0 24/7. And I finally took him to the doctor. I said, you either put him on something or you put me on something. Because I couldn't do it no more, you know. I've already raised 5 and I have these 2 along with my 5 in the house. And he was just like running rings around all of us. And Bill gave him some Benadryl, which we learned don't do that because that was like putting him on speed. I mean, it was worse. And his was so bad you could look at him and see his eyes just going 90-0. You could literally see his eyes moving. Like, what do I do? What do I do? You know? And he was put on stuff to help for sleep. At age 3, he was in ABC school, which is like a preschool, and he had behavioral management there, and he was in mental health from the age of 3 on. And finally, about the age of 10, we asked the doctor, can you please test him? And because we, you know, everything we were looking up, it was talking like Asperger's, all that kind of stuff. And it was like if you read it, you seen the picture of Zach right there with it. I mean, it's been a roller coaster. And then once he was tested and he's on like 4 medicines, and we don't change them because they're working. But if he's off of them, he can tell when he's off of one of the medicines. And he's like, I don't like that. So that's a good thing that he notices it. But we had him tested. I mean, he's super smart. His social cues are not where they should be. Our ideal of playing is not his ideal of playing. His ideal of playing results in somebody getting hurt, because he just doesn't realize. And so from the age of 10 on, he was finally diagnosed, but we knew something beforehand.
Okay, so what about now? Does he identify? I don't like that term, but does he say, hey, I'm on the spectrum, or hey, does he realize that his social cues are different than others?
He realizes it because, his therapist has worked with him on social skills, and his QB, which is a qualified behavioral, basically the go-between between him and his therapist for the last several years, has worked with him on his social skills, and we've worked with him on social skills and different things like that. But he doesn't tell anybody he's on the spectrum or anything. And that's why we pushed really hard to get him into a dorm room by himself. So because when he starts feeling overwhelmed, that's when he's going to explode in something or somebody's going to get hurt. So he needs a place to regroup by himself. So we made sure he had the dorm room by himself. All the teachers know up there. So if he needs to step out of the classroom and go in the hallway for a few moments, he can do that without any problems. All the stuff that we've done here, we've made sure he can do there.
Okay.
And so far, he's doing really good. Except he was funny last week. He said, "Want to know what I got on my calculus test?" And I said, "What?" He said, "I got an 87. I said, "Well, that's good. It's passing."
Right.
He said, "That's not my standard."
Well,
He wants straight A's because that's what he's had all through, school here is straight A's. I said, "Well, you'll learn to, know what the teacher expects of you, and you can achieve that." He said, "Yep, I know now. Next one will be better." But he gets set in a routine and he doesn't deviate from his routine, which sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad.
And the reason I asked you that was because Adler has no idea, right?
Yeah.
There's no which, and who actually notices more than Adler are Abby's friends, because she's
Yeah.
gotten a couple comments on stuff. Nothing horrible, but but he is, he likes to be alone. He likes to play by himself more than play in a group. But
Yeah.
he does. To him, that's just the way it is. Hey, Andrew, thanks for coming in.
Good morning, Andrew.
And we wonder when, so go, all of you in the chat, go back to middle school for a second and remember how awkward and weird and how mean kids can be. And, I think it's like that for everybody, right? You're growing up, everything's changing.
That starts in primary. These kids are ruthless.
It does. But I think at least here they're a little bit. All the kids are more protected. We're secluded and protected in elementary school.
Yeah.
But middle school, high school, whatever, might be some great years, but there were also some awkward moments for everybody. And that's also one of our biggest fears with him, is that because of his, the social cues aren't the same as everyone else's. The kids are going to be kids, and we're going to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And he will not have any idea why. Right?
Yeah.
He's not going to have any concept of why, other than those kids are mean. So
Yeah. And then you have these kids. Zach had a bunch in primary. They knew that he was different because, they have an ALE class, which is all alternative learning environment. And Zach used to go in second grade, which it wasn't started, you didn't start in it until third grade, but they let him go in there a little bit every day in second grade. And because they knew something, with all his behaviors. But there was a group of kids they knew what buttons to push and to have him explode, and they would sit there and they would keep on and push those buttons and then sit back like nothing happened when he exploded. Like, oh, I don't know why he's exploded. Well, it was because of those kids. And that's a lot of reason that Zach kind of went off to himself, and that's part of it, because his social stuff, he didn't understand what they were doing.
right.
But he learned on his own to take himself out of that environment, which kind of hindered him some too, as far as the social stuff. So hopefully he'll learn to put himself back in there, is what I'm hoping. I'm telling you, college, it makes this mama's heart proud that he's there. but so worried. But anybody that has kids, they're going to college that are on the spectrum, they do have a disability services. And that's how we got him his own dorm room and all the with the teachers and stuff. And they keep it confidential and stuff like that. And he has first pick of a private dorm room every year the whole time he's going. So that we don't have to worry anymore. Everything will be in place the whole time he's up there.
Well, that's
But
good.
it makes my heart proud and worried at the same time.
Yeah, I that could be. I mean, the whole what we worry about, the bullying stuff, and there's also going to be a piece in high school, because that will be the only time again, other than 1 year growing up, that both kids will be in the same school, because there is only one high school.
Mm-hmm.
But Abby is very protective of him, and I can see her. Getting her being overwhelmed with protecting him when she's a junior and he's a freshman,
Yeah.
affecting her a little bit. And of course, I think, and for me anyway, and I think it's still true, junior year in high school is probably the hardest it was for me. Just there was so much work to do.
Yes.
There's a lot of things you're preparing for. You're starting your college trips and all that other stuff. But you can sit there and say, okay, well, we'll just see what happens and take it day by day. But that stuff is in the back of your head all the time.
Yeah. All the time. Oh, Portia, I'm praying for you because from Houston to Seattle, that's a long distance. He's only 3 hours away for me. So if I need to, we can run up there for a weekend or get him home for a weekend.
Right. I'm catching up on the chat here. That's mean. Yes, they are. Kids are mean. Yeah.
Yeah. And some of it they learn from other kids, but unfortunately, some of it they learn from their parents
True.
or other adults in their lives.
That's true.
Unfortunately. Haley and I had a discussion last night about, she was talking about somebody at school and well, actually it's our neighbor across the street. She asked to join in their group in a class and she asked Haley if she could join. She said, well, yeah, you can join us. And the girl thought, well, I thought, it would be rude or you guys would be rude to me. And Haley's like, no, you can join in any group I'm in. And because I've told her, you treat everybody the same. You don't know what they're going through at home. It doesn't matter what social platform they're on. You don't have a clue what they're dealing with at home. Be nice to everybody.
Right.
And I will drill that through all day long. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny. Good morning. Thanks for coming in. So, reporter asked if there was a specialty high school, and there probably is. There is. The issue that we run into is that his services, if you take him out of the public school, the services that he gets in public school end, and then you're starting over with a new group of people that don't have any, that don't know him at all. And we're going to have to see how middle school goes. Our goal has always been, since 2.5 when he was diagnosed, is always been to make it so that he can do everything that Abby can do. And I don't mean, and some things, some kids are better at some things, and that's just the way it is, right? I mean, some kids can play an instrument better than some can play sports. We're not talking about doing it the same, but having the same opportunity. That we decided early that making sure that he had the same opportunities that she has. How well he does in those opportunities are to be seen, right? But let him swim on the swim team if he wants to, and he can. And the swim team that she was on. She's not swimming right now, but they also have one of the only Special Olympics coaches in the area, and they swim right with the regular kid. And they compete. Their competitions are a little bit different, but he's included, and that's the stuff that we like. So
Yeah. Now I know through when before Zach went off, because he was sent off for 7 months. Before and after he got back, he was on the Quiz Bowl team and he joined the chess club. So that kept him in a small little group because there's not many on the Quiz Bowl team or the chess club, but
right.
he put himself out there, which is always great. But he didn't talk to any of them. He just, he was there for practice and he was there for competition. That's all he cared about.
Right.
But to me, he was in a group. And he did it on his own.
Yeah, that's
huge.
It is huge, and for a while, Adler wouldn't even talk to anybody. Right? He was just more shy or whatever. But now, for him to just walk up again, it's a little abrupt. When he went up to the girl yesterday and said, "You were the one that played in the musical," but he kept his. It wasn't. He knows how to keep his distance, right? So it's not a in your face type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's a little. I'm sure it comes off as abrupt to some people when they're not expecting that. So
we just got to keep doing what we're doing.
That's right. So that is why the Jabberty Clue yesterday was what it was for Drama Club. But.
Well, he'll do awesome. I just know it. You might be worn a little thin with all the practices and stuff.
No
and
kidding.
Cooking dinner and everything else, but it'll be worth it.
And we're going to have to, so it won't be long, and Abby will start. She has a couple of clubs and stuff that she participates in as well. So the pickup time, the after school pickup time will be easy. But when she doesn't stay after school and he does, or the other way around, pickup becomes an issue. I can't be at Drama Club at one middle school and pick her up at the same time at the other middle school. So we're coordinating that and figuring everything out. So big impact on you and your business. Yeah. Family always comes first. That's right. I always say I am not I'm a full-time parent, full-time dad, stay-at-home dad before I'm a reseller. So, and I may at some point, we've been talking, and not necessarily because we have to or I have to, but just taking on, doing something part-time just to, a little extra money, a little time and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that and be parent advocate at the Drama Club.
Yeah. I'm kind of lucky. I have my own little army that helps me out quite a bit. Because my daughter and son-in-law next door, and they run kids and get kids, and then Danielle and her husband run and get kids and take kids and everything. And then my oldest son, if I need him, he'll run do what I need. So I got my own little army.
And that's what you need. They say it takes a village, and that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to call Zach tonight because Haley wants to talk to him. She said, I need to talk to Zach. I hadn't talked to him in a few days.
And that's awesome too, that she's.
Yeah. Well, when they're together, they fight like cats and dogs. And now they're apart for a long time. it's like I miss him, you know.
Right.
So she needs to talk to him. And I need to because I hadn't talked to him in a few days either. But Danielle and Taylor have, so I don't want to bug them too much because for the boy that went to bed at 9 o'clock every night here, he's staying up till like 12, 1 o'clock trying to get homework done every night, and then getting up and getting to class by 8 o'clock the next morning.
Wow.
So yeah, and he's all about getting that homework done.
That's good. We one of the things that, I mean, now there's 10. One of the things that he has taken a huge interest in, and I mean, almost like an obsession, is he wants to, they do different stuff, like they call them mashups for songs where they come up.
Yeah.
He likes doing mashups for video games in his head.
Oh.
And he comes up with the drawings. I have a folder upstairs of some of the drawings that he wants to like put in, and he keeps coming to me. He's like, "Here's another sheet, Dad. Make a video game out of it." And I was like, "Buddy, I don't know how to do that, right? I don't know how to code your graphic on a piece of paper into a action video game. I don't know how to do that." And his response always is, "Okay, maybe you'll learn tomorrow." And and he goes on to the next sheet. But there's we're in New York, right? We're about 2.5 hours outside of New York City, and there is a camp in the summer, 1 week or 2 week, you decide, at the New York Film Academy, and one of them is like almost exactly what his obsession is with the video games. And so next summer, we didn't learn about it until it was like mid-August when we learned about it, and it was kind of too late to try to get him into a week, logistically, to get him into a week program end of August. Hey, Landshark, how are you?
Hey, Craig.
And he, but next summer we're going to try to get him in there, but he won't. I mean, unless a lot changes between now and next summer, which I don't see it changing that much, but he would go to the class, but he wouldn't want to stay overnight, right? He wouldn't want to sleep in the dorms or whatever. So Abby and I plan on taking a week and going down to, we'll stay a week in the city. We'll go do sightseeing, touristy things while he's in class, and then we'll pick him up, and then we'll stay and we'll do it for a week and see how it goes.
Well, that'll be good.
I hope we can. I emailed them shortly after we found out about him and just asked some specific questions about, kind of gave a little bit of a background on him and asked if they thought it would be appropriate for him to sign up, and they didn't respond back. So I'm giving their regular classes a chance to start, and then I'm going to contact him again. And
yeah. Well, hopefully he'll be able to get into it, because that would be awesome for him.
Yeah, I think he would, if he could learn even a simple way to create a video game, right? I mean, he would be ecstatic. And I'll tell you, for a year and a half now, we have reached out to, he has written letters. He has wanted to write letters to, and he writes them. We help him, right? We help him figure out what to say, but he wants to write it. We have written letters to 3 of the major video game developer companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he expresses his love for their games, and he asked them. We kind of encouraged him to ask him if there were ever opportunities for tours, right? paid tours, right? We're not looking for anything for free, but organized paid tours that they, nothing special for us, but something they offer to the public that we could participate in. And he pitches his game ideas about he says, I think this villain should have this ability, and should only be beat if you can hit him with the brick type of thing. He pitches his game idea, which fine, right? That's all part of his enthusiasm in it. And we're 0 for 3. We're 0 for 3 on any correspondence back. And the first one hit him a little harder than the second and third, but not even a hey, thanks for your letter, not a nothing. And and one of them's in Seattle, right? One of them is in Seattle, and if they had said, yeah, we give tours on Tuesdays at 3:00, we would have found a way to get to Seattle on a Tuesday at 3:00. But not one. 0 for 3 on a response. So.
But the point is, you didn't discourage him from doing that. You encouraged him. So that right there is awesome. And one day they may, or one day you might see his suggestion in one of those video games.
That's true, right? Well, he'll see it, because I'll tell you, some of the games he plays, I don't. I mean, he's big. There are the like Mario and stuff like that that a lot of kids know, right? And very popular.
Yeah.
He likes his Plants vs. Zombies. He likes Cuphead. Boy, he can tell you he is a big Cuphead fan. And I try to play with him, and I can't keep up. I mean, I used to play. Now again, when I was a kid, it was Atari and Nintendo, right?
Right. And Sega.
Yeah. Now it's on the Switch, and maybe I've just lost some of the hand-eye coordination or whatever it is, where I think about it too much, whereas a kid just does it. But I can't keep up with him in the Cuphead game. And he's like, you got to do this. And I was like, buddy, I'm lucky I can press the buttons that fast to do that.
Right? These boys are into Minecraft, and because of their dad, they love Call of Duty. And little Rainer at 5, he can shoot all those zombies big time, fast. And I'm like, how do you get it that fast? Because he wanted me to play one day. I'm like, I can't help you that good, because I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Yeah,
he's like, you just do it like this, Nana.
Yeah, just do it like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I next time I will bring down his folder of drawings, and you will. And there's one that he does them on a whiteboard. He likes to draw on a whiteboard with marker.
Uh-huh.
And we said, well, you know what, buddy, you need to put those on paper so that when we can remember what they are, because he'll talk about all these people and they have all these abilities, and I can't if he erases it 20 minutes after he tells me about it, I don't remember what it is.
Right.
So he's starting to put them on paper, and we go through and I write down what he tells me, so it's kind of like the data behind his picture, so that he can, if he ever gets to a point where he can create these into things, he can say, oh yeah, that was the alligator that has that shoots lasers, or whatever it was, whatever.
Wouldn't that be awesome? When he got older, he was able to develop games on his own and sell them.
Right.
That would be awesome.
And it's interesting because I think it's very typical. Our daughter, 7th grade, if you ask her, what do you want to do when you grow up, she's like, I don't know. So very typical. I don't think that's normal. He will tell you, I want to develop video games.
Yeah.
And that could change a million times, right? But even now in middle school, there are opportunities to introduce him to like coding and stuff like that. And these camps down at the Film Academy and whatever. And if we can get him into those things, then just the exposure and the social piece of it is worth every ounce of energy and money to get in there. So
I kind of think that not knowing what they want to do when they're older is with girls, it's more like don't know, because Haley just now is saying she wants to be electrical engineer only because Zach is saying that's what he's going for, because he's going for electrical engineer with a biomedical option. And
wow.
I'm like, okay. But yeah, he's got a full course load this semester. But now she wants to do the electrical engineer only because he's doing it. And I'm like, you got to pick something that you want to do. I said it may change again.
Right.
Because it was a teacher and it was a nurse and now I think she's starting to shifting a little to like a therapist or something like that.
Okay. What happened to our chat here, Bonnie? Just did it end? People quiet down? Where'd everyone go? Nobody said anything. And Bonnie's out again. Somebody type something in the chat. Type anything, just so I can make sure it's working. It shows, for me, there we go. Kathy's here. All right. Just seemed to.
I'm back. Hit the wrong button again.
And V Porter says, I truly believe that kids are not given the P.
Oh, awesome, Kathy.
Yeah, that is awesome, Kathy.
She does so much for all those shelters.
Right, the opportunity. Okay, V Porter, the opportunity to see the jobs available. Yeah, we had downtown, maybe 4 or 5 miles from us, there was a bakery that opened, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago now, and it was called Puzzles, right? And it had the puzzle pieces, but it was they hired all of their employees were on the spectrum of some sort, right? And it was a great place to just support and to see that people were, just didn't matter what the bakery stuff was to us, right? It was more of a support the business because of what they were doing. But I think I haven't been down that way in a while, but I think they went out. It kind of, the whole pandemic and stuff. I think they couldn't keep their doors open. So,
well, I know our high school puts on a couple job fairs, a year and stuff like that, which I think kind of helps show some of the opportunities out there. And then I know the college has had, since he's been there, he just went on the 13th and classes started on the 17th of August. There's already been 4 job fairs at the college. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, wow.
And he goes to all of them just to see what's out there and stuff. Kathy can finally see her dining room some. All that stuff she collects.
Yeah.
She had an awesome score this last week with all that candy. I mean, whole boxes of candy thrown away.
Right.
Crazy. It's just crazy amount of stuff they throw away.
And I think some of it is just laziness on the workers' part, right? Maybe some of the companies have certain rules about things, but some of it is they just don't want to deal with it. So.
Yeah. Just write it off, throw it away. Yeah.
Right.
It is crazy. I know when I worked at Walmart, when we had to go through the books, we had to pull like the front or back cover off, I can't remember, off the book and throw it away. We threw, I don't know how many away. I took quite a few home because I like to read. Because, no sense of being thrown away.
Right. My son's program actually finds different jobs for the students interested in. Some of them work in the court system, some in agriculture, lots of different. See, that's awesome. And kudos to your son for having that program, Susanna, because that is, um, you know, we the parents are going to need that assistance when that job comes, when that, not the job, when that time comes,
Yeah.
um, to help guide our kids in the right direction. Because you could go to there, you go to a place like Walmart or Dunkin' Donuts or any place like that, and sure, they could fill out an application just like everyone else, but they're kind of they're thrown in, right? I mean, it's kind of a sink or swim type of thing. So
Yeah. I was kind of glad that where Taylor and Danielle work, they have that program in the summer where they, hire graduates and stuff to work for the summer. And it's just like beautification, going around cleaning and painting and stuff. But they get three or four people that they pay them through the summer to work, and that usually are an employee's child. But Taylor and Danielle don't have one, so they had Zach in there, and he got the opportunity to work. He actually did really good, they said, which, because that's the first job he's ever had. So
right.
it was kind of good that he did that. And from the church thing they did for the seniors, all the money he got from that, he opened a savings account. And when he started the job, he opened a checking account, but he put all this money in savings except for a little bit in checking. So he was saving the whole summer, and he'll be able to do that job again this next summer.
Okay.
So, but he did a resume all on his own, put, the different thing, only had the schooling and a couple, like community service activities that he's done. Cause through the church, there's it's the Bread of Life, but we call it the soup kitchen, where they feed the people in the community every Tuesday. He's helped out with that and different things like that. So he was able to put that on his resume, and he was one of the ones chosen. I was so glad.
That's awesome.
And it was nice for him to have a job. And he got to shadow one of the electrical engineers for a couple days just to see what they kind of do.
And that's great too. And I think having people that are willing to let someone shadow them is, in any profession, is amazing. Because like V. Porter said somewhere, let them see the job in action. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to. So why be so spiteful? Contact a shelter or give the books.
Yeah, about the books and stuff. Yeah. Heck, you can even do craft items, craft projects with the books. So you read them and then craft with them. Susanna, if your son can get that program in different states, that would be so awesome. So awesome.
Absolutely.
Because it sounds like a very good program. Is JJ not going on today?
No, I believe he is. We got a few
Okay.
minutes. I believe he is going on. I know it, and that's the corporate part of it. But like Kathy said, Walgreens rips the front cover off. They could put that stuff on a clearance table probably, or like you say, donate it to the library or the hospital or something. Why rip the covers off to throw them away? Silly.
Yeah.
Because how long did it take that worker to have to pull the books from the shelf, rip the covers off, throw the covers off somewhere, put the covers in the garbage, and then throw the books in the garbage? It seems like
it could take a day, because I've done it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they could easily take even if they donated them to Salvation Army or Goodwill or whatever, put them in a box and have that person take them over there. Probably take less time. So, and you got JJ's notification. Okay. That's right. That's right, Kathy. It probably isn't Walgreens at all. It probably belongs to the publisher. That's right. That's right. They or Walmart, right?
Can you guys hear that kitten?
I can't know.
Oh, he's not in the door. He's just out on the porch. He'll be in the door soon.
Well, they're just as bad with their own products, right? Yeah.
It's crazy, the stuff. And it's so funny. I've had yard sales here, and I mean, like 10 cents, quarter. People don't want to buy half the stuff, but you throw it in the trash, they're digging through your trash,
Right.
getting it out. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's very true. We had a last yard sale. On the last day at like noon, we just made everything free, right? Everything was free because we decided that we weren't bringing it back in the house. We brought back the 5 or 6 items that were like, okay, we're not just going to throw that away or give it away. Everything else was free. And people had a hard time. They're like, you mean I can just take it? Yeah, please take it. So
that's what I started doing. Just put it out there and take it.
Yeah. People felt like they were stealing. We're like, no, go ahead. We're giving you permission. So Bonnie, I didn't get to ask you about these craft things, and I think they can be used for cards and stuff. But I'll ask you. Maybe on Tuesday or whatever. I'll bring them up.
Okay.
I have just these containers, with the little compartments, and I believe they're called brads. Is that brad things? But like I say, they're like the thing they go in, and then they have.
It has a hole in it?
No, it's kind of like the thing on the end that you put it through the hole of a piece of paper, and then it fans.
Oh yeah.
Fans. I have containers, 4 containers with each one with like 20 compartments, and these are orange ones and yellow ones and red ones. Some are trees and birds and hearts, and like I need a craftier person to tell me exactly what they're used for. So that's a brad. Yep. Okay, everybody. It is 10:53. I think we had a great discussion today. I thought it was awesome. And I appreciate Bonnie. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for everybody in the chat for if you part of it, let me know, because I have 4 or 5 of these containers full of them. But I think it was a good conversation today. I think it helped me understand a few things and just talk things through. So I appreciate that. If you are sticking around the YouTube waves right now, head over to JJ's at Big Barn. West, I think, dropped the link a few minutes ago. He's doing his Thursday unboxing. Yeah, it is up there, about 15 or so comments. He's doing his unboxing, which is always a lot of fun. So check him out. Tell him I sent you, and we will see you in the chats. Bonnie, thank you again. We will see you in the chats, and then hopefully don't forget tomorrow, 1:00 Eastern, Secret Santa. We're going to talk about the event and kind of kick it off tomorrow. And Wes says, let's get that Rainer video out soon.
I'll try and get a Rainer video tomorrow.
All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.
Hey, guys.
Bonnie, take care.